If you're into Korea, then surely you have a favorite one of these.
Learning Korean through famous lines from K-dramas and movies on
Welcome to Korea
with Korean Unnie.
It is a Tuesday, and that means Korean Unnie. Moon So-hyun is in the studio to teach us language through either a movie, a drama, or on the last Tuesday of each month, a K-pop song. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. I resumed going to yoga.
Oh,
again,
so is that making you feel better?
Yes. I feel like I can finally breathe now.
Were you doing it at home by yourself anyway?
No, I'm going to I am going back to the studio.
Okay.
So this morning I was in the studio and took a little morning nap, and then
getting some guidance from your, what do you call a yoga teacher? Is it a yogi or a yoga expert? I don't know the terminology.
You can just say teacher because there's like guru and maybe yogi, but these are terms for some awakened people maybe.
Okay, along the spiritual path. I did check out one yoga video the other day, and I think you've done this pose as well, where you are on your head with your elbows kind of supporting you.
Oh yeah, it's called Sirsasana.
Wow, I can't even say it, let alone do it. And then your legs are kind of like moving in opposite directions. How on earth is that possible?
You can do it, Peter.
I cannot do it. I'm sure.
You can do it, I'm sure.
What,
if
like
you put
now?
your mind into it. Maybe not now.
Okay.
Because you need to know how to balance, but it's not a difficult pose.
Is balance
when you get
rather
used to
than
it.
like being too fat or
It's
thin?
not about
matter?
being strong, it's about balance.
Wow.
Finding the balance.
I would love to give it a try. I was really envious. Like, I was terribly unathletic at school. I was the only person in my class who couldn't do the forward roll. Abgurogi, is that what it's called? I couldn't do it. Like, I was too scared. So
Abgurugi.
Gurugi. Okay, yeah. And
Wait,
my kids tease me.
Really? Your kids tease you still?
Yeah, because I still can't do it. Like, I can do a backwards one, but I can't do the forwards one.
Because you're scared.
Yes, it's just the fear within me. We got Ian Chong.
Such a 겁쟁이.
I am indeed. We got Ian Chong on board saying, hello, Korean Unnie. How is your 100 dad jokes book doing at the moment? I think a fan.
That's what he asked?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I keep making contents with 100 dad jokes. I'm kind of, because it might be a difficult content for like basic Korean learners.
Sure,
so I'm
jokes
still
is
making
difficult.
it. Yeah, I'm making it and thinking who would actually, get this? But I'm still making it because there are some people who says they like it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's an entertaining way of doing it to explain the jokes and stuff. But you're right, humor is maybe one of the last steps in learning a language well, I feel.
Definitely.
We've got the hashtag today, school or 학교. What's
Ah.
your view on school? Do you have any good or bad memories that you want to share with us?
I have both good memories and bad memories because I had a great time. I mean, I made lots of friends, and I guess school is this platform that you can meet people who are in your age offline and get to know each other and form a community.
That's true. That's the nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the bad thing is that I was listening to your earlier radio, and you got many episodes of people getting their freedom very restricted. And I mean, that might be needed, but for me, as a person who really supports freedom and thinking...
Free spirit.
Yeah, thinking we are here in Earth to live free. I think there are some downsides. But Peter once said last week, I remember that...
What did I say? I don't remember.
I remember, one of the things that Peter's kids miss the most is going to school.
Yes, it is. That may be that rigidity in the structure that they thought they hated. They now miss a lot.
Miss it.
So my daughter went back to nursery yesterday and she was so happy. She was like, I want to go. I miss my friends. And she came back home last night and she was saying, I tidied up really well at nursery and I got a sweet and a reward. I was so happy. And I was like, I see. You need this in a way, maybe.
Yeah. So I guess people cannot live without community.
Yes, that's the key, I think, rather than the education structure, just with other people and making contact with them. I know COVID has really destroyed that, and that's been the worst thing about it, I think.
agree.
Right? I keep getting really annoyed because I can't remember where I heard this, but I think it was a George Orwell quote. And what he said was that public schooling is the best way to quell the masses and stop rebellion, like just to get them in school and then make them into these same people for the wider world, which is also an interesting way to think about things.
George Orwell is the author of The Animal Farm in 1984, right?
Indeedy, yes. Very interesting looks at society, right? Okay, we are going to look at a different interesting look at society through a K-drama or a movie today.
I'm excited. And it is a comedy movie or a drama as well.
A lovely jubbly, a bit of laughs and giggles going on. But before that, why don't we take a look at the 4 phrases that we're going to learn?
Okay, the first phrase. 다음 컷부터는 살살 가시죠.
다음 컷부터는 살살 가시죠.
Okay, let me explain a little bit of the background here. So the photographer is talking to the actor saying, let's go easy on from the next cut because the actor is kind of over the top right now.
Going over the top, all right. This is going to be a fun skit today, I'm sure. Second line.
고가가 아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
It
고가가
is.
아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
Being not expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's a cheapie.
Yeah, so that's confusing without the context. He's talking about a brand that isn't expensive, and the actor's saying, but we can't be cheap about it.
And going overboard.
Yes, indeedy. Sentence 3.
Why does this remind me of Peter?
I never go overboard, never.
We can watch the Canada song we did last time.
Please
The third one is 나 오늘날까지 휘파람 불면서 온 거 아닙니다.
나 오늘날까지 휘파람 불면서 온 거 아닙니다.
Yeah, these phrases are quite figurative today.
Bit tricky as well.
Yeah, so he's literally saying, I didn't come here today with whistleblowing.
Blowing whistles or whistling, I guess,
Whistling.
is a verb in its own right, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you what that means figuratively later.
Right, so here he's saying, he's a top star now. So he's saying, I didn't become a top star by just playing around.
By just walking on rainbows and eating
Yeah.
candy floss.
I know what I'm doing. That's what he's saying.
Okie dokie. And then sentence 4.
들어가요. 감 잃기 전에.
들어가요. 감 잃기 전에.
Means, go back before I lose the hang of it.
Yeah, so again, this is related to the photo shoot. 들어가요 can mean many different things. To go somewhere, to tell someone to leave as well. But it's talking
Right.
about, let's get back to the shoot before I lose the feeling.
I
right?
lose the feeling, right? Come.
Okay. I'm looking forward to this as well. So today, set the scene for us.
Yeah, so today's scene is, as I said, while going over the phrases, there's this actor, Cha In-pyo, is taking photo for an outdoor brand, but the photographer doesn't like it because he is going too overboard and being too much about this.
Okie dokie. So I'll play the director.
Too bad. I think you should play the actor.
We could switch roles if you like.
Yeah, I'll take the director.
Would you
then.
right?
I'll
Like,
do the
okie
director.
dokie,
then.
I will be Cha In-pyo. And it's not common that we name the actor before we do the skit, but that is a hint to today's movie or drama as well.
Yes, a big hint.
Okay, so I'll be over the top Cha In-pyo and director Sohyun. Let's take it away.
Okay, good. Hi. This is good. Okay, let's take a break before we go on. 다음 것부터는 살살 가시죠.
Hey, it's not my style to take it easy.
Sure. Everything's fine now. You know, the more mainstream and comfortable feel. But it's not a very expensive brand. We're not shooting for a gentleman's suit.
고가가 아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
Yeah. You're totally right. But you're just going out for a walk and we're going for a look like it was taken by chance. Just like paparazzi shots.
I know that feeling. It's humiliating when you're caught off guard. There are lots of celebrities who can't go to the convenience store in their sweatpants.
But what I want to tell you is
I know. 나 오늘 날까지 휘파람 불면서 온 거 아닙니다.
you really know, right?
들어가요. 감 읽기 전에. Can imagine this scene. It must be hard if you're a photographer or a director or a manager.
Yeah.
And you've got like a very famous actor, well established to tell them what to do, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I'm sure there must be characters like this in real life.
In real life. I think there was some, like many issues come out with photographers and with some actresses or maybe singers with attitude.
Yeah, maybe being divas or the male equivalent. I don't know what a male diva is. We just call them a male diva, I suppose, who act like they know exactly what they're doing, right?
Yes.
If we need any hints to today's movie or drama, because it is a very recent one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what more can we give? The biggest hint is that the main role is Cha In-pyo, and Cha In-pyo is actually acting the male actor Cha In-pyo, the same name. The character has the same name as the real name of the actor.
Okay, that is the big hint, right? There was a film in Hollywood years ago called Being John Malkovich, where John Malkovich played John Malkovich. If you think along those lines, you might get today's movie/drama. We want your audio clips as well, so we've written up the lines on YouTube. Check them out. Add us on Kakao Talk. Our username is DailyK. Send us the audio, and Korean Unnie, the world-famous global star YouTuber, will correct you. Let's get on to G-Friend, 여자친구, 찰칵, click. Back for part 2. Welcome to Korea with Korean Unnie in the studio, doing a movie or a drama and learning some phrases from it. Lots of messages coming in, and that song as well, a good little lesson. 찰칵 is our onomatopoeia for the click of a camera, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I guess in English it would be click, or more appropriately I'd say maybe snap. You snap a photo. Snap. But 찰칵 really sounds like that sound, which isn't real anymore. Like our cameras on our phones just pretend to have that sound, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like an old school when there's onomatopoeia.
Yeah, because people wouldn't know what a camera sounds like, I'm guessing, the youth of today. That's quite a sad fact. Lots of messages coming in. Cherie says, this is the movie where the guy is trying way too hard on the movie poster with a motorcycle and holding a saxophone. I think you're talking about the right, and you are correct, movie today, right? We are doing a movie.
Yes, Amanda June also gave us a message saying, oh my gosh, is there actually a Korean movie like Being John Malkovich? I'm so down for that.
Yes, give it a try. I saw the trailer and we were thinking about watching it last weekend, but then we went in the mood for like a romance rather than a comedy, because this seems like complete comedy.
Complete comedy.
Absolutely ridiculous, right?
I have a message from Cherry as well saying, my kitty gratuity and I love Sohyun's book, and with a picture of my 100 Korean dad jokes.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yes, we've got it on the screen now with her little cat reading it.
Oh,
Did you write it in kitten as well? That's pretty good.
I mean, I love these reviews. Thank you so much, because sometimes I'm making these videos and thinking how many people would actually watch and understand. So thank you so much for the review. John M. also gave us a message replying to this photo saying, I'd have to question if cats understand jokes in general. I'm not sure they have a sense of humor.
No, I think the cat is just very highbrow with its humor. It doesn't like dad jokes. It likes like more modern jokes. We've got a few guesses as well to what
doesn't like dad jokes.
What this movie is, and also many people saying the acting was great. Goho saying Korean Unnie is our champion. Tropic Girl commenting on the chemistry between
Suddenly
us.
champion.
Indeedy, just a
Thank
random
you.
champion. And Zana saying, is the movie today what happened to Mr. Cha?
Ooh, and Jana, is it right?
Zana, you can call her Jana if you like.
Jana, you are correct. The name of the movie is What Happened to Mr. Cha. In Korean is just Cha In-pyo.
Cha In-pyo, simply the actor's name, his real name, right?
He is a really big star in Korea, though.
Yeah, he's been on some reality shows as well, and people seem to like him, right, as well.
And there's a very interesting behind story about the casting of this movie.
Oh.
So the director of this movie wrote this scenario many years ago and asked Cha In-pyo if he wants to do the movie. But 5 years ago, Cha In-pyo actually declined.
Oh.
Yes, because he didn't like how his character in the movie is portrayed as the once a diva star kind of declining in the movie, but now he felt like he is actually declining, so he accepted the offer.
Oh, wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, you've got to be able to make fun of yourself to do this, so maybe he wasn't in the right place 5 years ago.
You definitely need to make fun of yourself in the movie, because the synopsis of the movie is he suddenly gets buried in this building while he is taking a shower.
Okay.
So he is in his nude, but he's asking people for help. So
I did see that in the trailer. He's like screaming from this trap location with no clothes. And I thought, wow, you're a brave guy to do this film. I definitely am looking forward to watching it as well.
Me too.
Many of you are saying, yeah, Cha In-pyo, funny guy. Let's get on to your clips. You've sent them in your drove, so we'll play them and we'll give you some feedback. All right, so why don't we start off with, I think we've just got a nice greeting from Conte Carter, who says, hello with a smiley face to you, Korean Unnie.
Aww,
Be brave and send in your clip, Conte. We want to hear your voice. Here is Faz with sentences 2 and 3. We'll take a listen.
고가가 아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
How was that in terms of pronunciation, Korean Unnie?
I mean, he did a little funny here. Maybe he was trying to act like Cha In-pyo.
A little bit, I think. But if you take a listen to the beginning, I think the pronunciation is a little bit off. One more time.
고가가 아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
Because he says here 고가 is actually confusing because
It's very
like
confusing.
고가가. It looks like 고가가.
Yeah, that's how it's spelled, isn't it? 고가가.
Yeah, but the trick here is that you need to pronounce the second one as the double consonant. So you say 고가가.
Korean doesn't have as many exceptions to rules as English, which is really confusing, but it does have some like this. It should be pronounced 고가.
Yeah, when I was learning English, I also hated the exceptions because I don't know what to do. But look at me now. I'm quite okay with pronouncing English, so you guys can do it too.
American English Unnie as well, yes. 고가.
What was that? Sir Lion's head just moved beside the camera.
He was nodding as well.
What was it?
I don't know how.
It was redhead.
고가, what does that mean, Korean Unnie?
고가 means high price because 고 means high, 가 means price. So 고가, high price.
High price. So that's the word that you mispronounced there, Faz.
Yeah, this is a little tricky because usually people who say not expensive mean being not expensive, like 비싸지 않다고.
That's the common way
to say it. But here they're saying 고가가 아니라고, it being not high-priced.
Yes, and that's, I guess, a more kind of posh way of saying it. 고가, right? And maybe for, more expensive items as well. I'm thinking luxury goods in my mind. But, 고가가 아니라고. So just because it's not high-priced, and then the back part was good, Faz. 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
싸구려 is a good word to remember.
Okay.
Because we say this a lot. 싸구려 means cheapy, basically. Cheap. Something very cheap.
Yeah, literally cheap. But also like the English, you can use it for a person, right? That person's a little bit 싸구려. They're a little bit cheap. It's not nice. And in English, it's not nice either, is it?
When you're saying that person is a little bit cheap, that it means, what does it mean in English?
In English, if someone's cheap, especially I guess it would mean they a little bit stingy.
In Korean, when you're saying they are 싸구려, then it doesn't mean cheap in that way. It means that person is actually the price is cheap. So, for example, not a very like a trash
trashy kind of person, not very high quality.
So I guess in Korean is the most insult.
It's even more insulting, yeah. 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
Right. So 될 수는 없죠. 순 is 될 수는.
Okay, just
And-
contracted.
Yes, and the main verb is 되다 here, to become. So it cannot become 없죠. It cannot 되다 become what? 싸구려. It cannot become cheap, even
If it's not
if
expensive.
it's not expensive.
So the confusing part of this, they're talking about the brand that he's promoting. He's saying just because it's not an expensive brand, it doesn't mean we can be cheap about it, or it can be cheap, right? A little confusing, but a good vocab to learn. 싸구려 and
싸구려.
고가, key words, right? Let's get to Leon's before a song break. You've sent in sentence number 1 here from Singapore, I believe. Let's take a listen.
다음 컷부터는 살살 가시죠.
Nice. This was good.
살살 가시죠.
Yeah,
Right?
살살 가시죠.
Okay, good pronunciation. So what does this mean? 다음 컷부터는 살살 가시죠.
Right. So 다음 컷. 다음 means next. We
next.
listen to this a lot, especially in subways and bus. Like 다음 정류장은 교대역입니다.
The next stop.
is so 다음 but not stop. 다음 cut. Next cut.
That's the English for cut, as in cut, as in when
this
you're
comes from
filming or
English,
something.
right.
Okay.
다음 부터는 means from this on, from now on.
So from the next cut,
From the next cut, 살살 가시죠. Let's go 살살.
there are lots of those Korean words with a double sound of the same syllable.
Right.
And they sometimes confuse me. So what's 살살?
살살 is like when we're saying this word 살살. Very soft,
Gently,
gently,
taking it easy.
taking it easy, all these stuff.
So it can literally mean softly, like if someone's giving you a massage, maybe you could say 살살 해주세요.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Okay.
It can be used in many situations. For example, you can also say, 너 일을 너무 살살 하는 거 아니야? You're not really working.
You're taking it too easy.
You're taking it easy.
So it can be negative in that way. And the reason this is extra confusing is that's just a shiot, but the sang shiot isn't salsal, another thing completely, like salsal makke or something like that. I see in Korean when it's got a single syllable and a double syllable word, and that's the only thing that separates it. It's hard for us foreigners to make the distinction.
That makes sense, yes. But if you know the meaning of both words and you know the context, then I think you will be able to.
You should be okay. 살살 맞게 with the sangshot, that kind of means like you're being very abrupt with someone, a little bit rude and stuff
rude
like that,
and
right?
cold
Okay.
and kind of ignoring that person.
Deliberately, right? But in this case, it's just easy or take it easy. 살살 가시죠. Doesn't that mean let's go?
So 살살 가다 here doesn't really mean go, but like let's take it easy. So let's go 살살이. Let's take it easy on this cuts.
Yeah, the verb here doesn't literally mean to go somewhere.
가다 can mean many things, like as in English go too.
Yes.
You don't just say go for actually literally going.
Let's
but-
go as in let's begin, right? Yeah, it's the same kind of thing here. So let's just take it easy in the next cut. Perfect translation. Let's get
Great.
some more music and then we'll be back with some more clips. Keep sending them in via Kakao Talk. Our username is Daily K. Blackpink's 휘파람 whistle. Whistle, 휘파람 from Blackpink. One of the words that will come up in one of the sentences we're going to learn as well.
Yes, the 휘파람.
Are you a whistler? Can you whistle?
I think it's the mic problem.
Yeah, let's blame the tools. It's not Korean Unnie's mouth or mask at all. No, it is, absolutely. It's hard to whistle with a mask on, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got some of your audio files left to play. Let's get to Alex's sentence number 3 from Germany. Here we go.
나 오늘날같이 휘파람 불면서 온 거 아닙니다.
Nice.
There's the 휘파람. You sounded just like Blackpink,
Yes.
Alex.
So the funny thing about 휘파람 is when I was young, I thought 휘파람 is 휘파람 because, you know, 휘 and then 바람, like wind.
Oh, yes. Yeah, is it not?
This is not. It's I found out that there is this bird called 휘파람새.
Oh, really? A bird's name?
Bird's name.
Okay.
And that bird, when it's chirping, it actually sounds like a whistle blowing.
Yeah, many birds sound like whistling, don't they?
That's
so
true.
they chose that bird to use as the word for whistle. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really
That's
interesting.
what I officially found. But
Okay.
maybe it has some effect of, 바람 and 휘.
Yeah, because it's not spelt param as in wind. It's param with a kind of p sound, the p sound, right?
But thanks to Blackpink, they made this Korean word become internationally famous.
I think
휘파람.
many people know it means whistle now, don't they? So in this sentence, why are we talking about whistling? Let's start at the beginning then. 나 오늘 날까지.
나, meaning I. 오늘, today. 날 is day. So 오늘 날 is also today.
That's
Today day.
I don't use that ever. I've not heard that often as well, but that just means today day.
No. So when you just say 오늘, then it would mean specifically today.
Yeah.
But 오늘 날 would be today's. So this day.
Okay.
This day didn't make.
You're
can
emphasizing
I-
it kind of like because I know the
No, it's
sentence
more
is
plural than just today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
these
it's-
days, up until these days.
Um,
Let's do the rest of the sentence and see if the context kind of self-explains
I
itself,
think
right?
this wall between us, my telepathy is not going strong enough.
It's not coming through the glass today. So 오늘 날까지 meaning
Until this day.
Uh-huh.
I didn't, and 아닙니다. He is so saying, making this sentence negative. What negative? 휘파람 불면서 오다. So 휘파람 불면서, this 면서 is saying doing something while doing something.
Okay.
So while doing what? 휘파람을 불다, whistle blowing. And while whistle blowing, 오다 means come.
So just coming and whistle blowing along the way. 아니다.
아니다. So so basically this figurative phrase of 휘파람 불면서 오다
Yeah.
is not literally saying they came while they're whistle blowing, but whistle blowing. When do you whistle blow? Blow whistles
When you're happy.
happy and
Relaxed.
relaxed and easygoing.
Yeah.
I was not always easygoing to become me now here today.
Okay, so yeah, as a sentence as a whole, it's like this wasn't like a walk in the park, me getting to where I am today.
Exactly.
And in that case, yeah, today in English doesn't mean like literally this day. It just
Exactly.
means this time, right? Around this time. So that's what 오늘 날 means.
Yeah, so when you want to say today in that sense, then you can say 오늘 날 instead of 오늘.
Oh, it sounds really wordy to me. I mean, people would still understand if you left the 날 out of there. You just say 오늘까지. 나 오늘까지 휘파람
definitely.
불면서
Yes,
blah blah
if
blah.
this is confusing, then just say 오늘.
Or 지금까지.
Or 지금,
Like now.
great
That's how
hint.
I would say it,
Yeah.
I think, right? So yeah, not a literal phrase there. Good stuff, Alex. The pronunciation was really on point.
Thank you.
Let's get to, we've got one more sentence that we haven't got to, number 4, I believe. And Siska has put 2 and 4 together. So we'll listen to 2 and then analyze 4. Here goes.
요가가 아니라고 싸구려가 될 순 없죠.
Oh, very good. But this mistake that I mentioned before, not 고가가, but you pronounce it as 고가가.
고가가. 고가가. And then sentence 4.
들어가요. 감 읽기 전에.
Nice.
들어가요. 감 읽기 전에.
So 읽기, here another be careful since there is this H aspiration below in 일. So you change this 기 to 키 and say 읽기 전에.
읽기 전에. Not 읽기 전에.
Yeah, because
right?
일기 can mean a different thing, meaning a diary.
Okay, because that il has the double 받침, which is many times confusing for foreigners. It's got the liel and then the hiat, but the hiat goes to the ki and makes it ki. So 들어가요 literally means to go in somewhere,
go
right?
back.
So if you say to someone else 들어가요, like you go kind of thing is what you're suggesting to the other
for
person.
example, the PD님 can ask me to go inside this box.
It is like a box, the studio,
The
yes.
studio.
He would say 들어가요,
들어가요,
right?
한국 언니.
When you're outside. But like we said, in this case, it's the photo shoot. So it means like, let's get back to the shoot. Let's get back into taking photos or something, right? So it's more kind of figurative, maybe.
Basically, or like we don't know the scene, so we are not sure if he is being figurative or
Oh,
if he is
yes.
actually saying go into the studio.
He could be, getting into a door into a studio. Then it literally means go inside. And then 감 읽기 전에.
Oh yeah, this is a fun thing. 감 읽기 전에 means 전에 means before, and 감 잃다 is to lose 감. So what is 감?
It means persimmon, doesn't it?
Yes, it can mean persimmon.
Yes.
But in
Not in this
Korean, there's
case.
this another meaning, 감, meaning a sense.
Yeah, it's hard to describe in English. It's one of those words, a sense or a feel for something.
Sort of feeling or intuition of knowing what's good and what's not, and what's going to be popular and what's not.
Yeah, when you have this calm, it can be that kind of feeling, or it can be the hang of something.
Yeah,
Like,
so you can, for example, we can say 피터는 감이 뛰어나다.
oh,
Peter has a great sense of this feeling.
just general things. That's in a general case.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
just I
in
have a good
general.
sense for things, a good feel for things.
You can also say 피터는 방송 감이 뛰어나다.
And I've got a good sense or feel for broadcasting in that case. Yeah, because just saying you have a good sense or a good feel for things, that's a bit odd in English. Like just a general one. You got to be more specific,
It
I
sounds
suppose.
a little mystic or
Yeah.
something.
What do you mean? I'm some kind of guru?
And opposite meaning, you can say 피터 감 떨어졌어.
떨어졌어 meaning to like fall away.
down. It definitely sounds like we use the same thing for a persimmon falling down.
Yeah.
감 떨어졌어.
Oh, so your feel has deserted you, basically.
Yeah, for example, if Peter learned dad jokes from me and keep saying, dad jokes all over the place.
What's dad jokes?
Dad jokes.
Oh, dad jokes. Okay, yes, I thought it was some Korean.
Then people can tell Peter, 피터 감 떨어졌어.
Yeah, so in this instance here, it's saying before I lose the feel, 감 읽기 전에, let's do some more photos. Just quickly, let's squeeze in Zana from Malaysia's clip for sentence 4.
들어가요. 감 읽기 전에.
읽기 전에, right, is the tip that Korean Unnie wants to give us. Good stuff. We'll play some more on the Saturday edition, so stay tuned for our recap. Korean Unnie, thanks for coming in today again.
Thank you so much. And Ryan, be careful to not 감 떨어져, because Ryan sent us a message saying, my wife told me to stop telling her the dad jokes.
You keep going. If she's annoyed, that means the dad jokes are working 100%. We'll see you in the studio next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here is a request to play from Stacey. You've asked for 17's Left and Right.